Hello friends, welcome to the part 10 of this playlist. If you are wondering where did part 9 go, so then in that case you will have to hit the membership join button and become a cloud kernel or a cloud ninja member. If you have not got time to subscribe, please subscribe and stay tuned to the latest in the cloud certification world. Through this channel, we try to explain concepts. The key thing is we help you understand how to weed out wrong options and arrive at the correct ones. We teach you how to look for uh, contents or indicators in the question that matters to help you arrive at the right answer. Let us jump into the questions. You have a cloud data flow, this one. You have a cloud pub sub, that is this box. This box sends data here to the data flow. On the yellow box, you are making code changes. Okay, so what will happen is new code will be deployed, and whenever we deploy a new code, there is always a chance that the system might break, some sort of incompatibility might be there. And the key thing is, remember, the key thing is we do not want to lose any data. Okay, so what should you do? The first option is saying to use a drain flag. What does the drain flag do? Whatever data was there in the cache, it will first try to process it, and then it will run the code which is with the new version, and it will try to execute and process the new data. That means it is able to address this requirement where there should not be any loss of data. So this is perfect for our requirement because it will ensure that no data is lost when this movement to the new code base happens. Option B is talking about updating the current pipeline and provide transformation mapping for the JSON objects. This will not address, you will still have some sort of data loss because whatever data is there in cache, you are not addressing, you are not giving a solution for that requirement. C is also doing the same. It is canceling the old pipeline, it is deploying the new pipeline. But hey man, what happens to the data which is there in cache? In spite, D also does the same requirement. It cancels the old pipeline, it creates the new pipeline, and it gets plugged to the pub sub subscription. But hey man, nobody is addressing this loss of data requirement. There should not be any loss of data. So this would be my answer. So this is the next question here. In this case, the data has been collected on a real time basis, and then Google Cloud Data Flow is used to pre-process the data. Data flow works with both unified stream as well as batch data processing, and it is a serverless, fast and cost effective. So this is perfect. It works with the streaming data. Here we have streaming data. To some extent, we don't know it is streaming, but it is analyzing the real time data. So that means there should be some sort of data coming in real time basis. Now the data is being put into big table. Big table is a NoSQL table or NoSQL database. And then what is happening is the team is observing suboptimal performance with reads and writes. So remember, this is your keyword. Reads and writes both are getting impacted because of performance. In the initial load of 10 terabytes, you want to improve the performance, but you should minimize the cost also. Which option should work well? If I see these all options, I only see one option which is addressing both reads and writes. It is telling you reads and writes, but other options are not addressing all reads and writes. So A is my answer, but I will explain you why B, C and D are wrong. See, option B, it is telling you that we will resolve the performance issue over time. Okay, so if you go to a car mechanic and he says, okay, you know what, let me resolve this over time, it will get auto resolved after 6 months. Is that acceptable? That is not acceptable, right? Forget about what solution they are giving. It is not acceptable that I have a problem today and you are going to resolve it after 6 months. That will not work. Option C is saying that they will use a single row key. In the NoSQL world, in the uh, cloud big table world, row SQL is similar to indexes in the relational database world. So row SQL or row key is the index. Now what they are saying is they will use row key to identify values that needs updated frequently in the cluster. So this will only address writes. Okay, this is trying to address writes. And the last one, it says you will use row keys based on numeric IDs that will increase sequentially. So that is only addressing reads. Now whenever you think about index and rookie, it never addresses writes. If you see option C is still will be impacting reads and not writes. So C and D are both taking care of improving the performance for reads. What about writes? Only option A does that. So option A is my final answer. See, there is a Google Cloud pub sub, and then the data is processed using cloud data flow real time. Okay, so this is all similar to the previous question, but what is happening? What is happening is some messages are getting missed out, man. So if you are sending through a courier service DHL and you send 10 packages, somehow only 9 packages reach the destination. Where is that one package gone, man? That is what you have to check. So what are you doing is you are checking the logs, you are checking all the messages that are published to PubSub successfully. What should you do next? So the first option is saying is they will check the dashboard application to see if there is something wrong happening by the dashboard application itself. Yes, my friend, we would do that, but not immediately, not the next step. This would be probably a next to next step, but not the immediate next step. B says they will run a fixed data set through the cloud data flow pipeline and analyze the output. That means, see, the simple thing is they are thinking that maybe cloud data flow is doing some mess. So you have a cloud data flow here, you have a dashboard here, and you have PubSub here. Okay, so this guy is sending data here, then the application receives the data and it is shown on the dashboard. The first thing you should do is go here and check what is the problem. If you want to do the troubleshooting, do it here first. So what happened is option A is trying to do it here first, option B is trying to do it here first, which is not the right. We will eventually go there if this works. So the third option, here you will have to use a stack driver monitoring. What it will do is it will look out for what happened with the messages. I know you do not trust me, so I am putting a documentation in place. You are monitoring the message backlog, and this is how you will try to understand what went wrong where. That means whatever analysis you are doing it at the right point itself. Instead of doing it here and here, you have to do it first here. Okay, that would be my next step. This would be my answer. Option D seems evidently wrong, because you know what it is saying is, hey, you know what, instead of doing a pull, let's do a push, or vice versa, whatever. So this will not work. Pull and push will not decide if the messages gets lost. Whether you do pull, whether you do push, the messages should not be lost. So this is the right answer. We will lock this answer. If you have not yet subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. I hope you are already a cloud kernel or a cloud ninja member. Please enjoy your membership, go through the cloud content, understand the concepts explained to weed out the wrong options. This is very important. Only concepts can help you pass the certification exam. Like I always say, why do you do Google Professional Data Engineer? The initial digital engineer and AZ900 and AWS cloud practitioner, these are all entry level certifications. You want respect, you want to show your acumen, skills, and etc. You have to go to an intermediate and an advanced certification later on. So if you want more respect, do this certification. Simple. See you in the next part.